Welcome guys to another episode of the Extra Mile. My name is Alex and welcome to the first comparison episode between Assetto Corsa Competizione and Assetto Corsa. Although this will not be the regular Assetto Corsa, this of course will be the modded Assetto Corsa with the soul patch and shader mod and everything that you need to bring it up to speed. Today we will focus not only on the visuals though, but also on the driving. I think it should be pretty interesting to see how the force feedback differs between Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa Competizione, how the handling differs if it does, how the lap times differ if they do. That is what we will be focusing on. First we will drive Assetto Corsa Competizione, get to know the car a little bit. Then we will do the same in Assetto Corsa, and after that we will see some side-by-side footage on board and the replay footage and see how that compares. And yeah, when all that is done, we will hopefully reach a verdict that says either this game or that game does a better job. I assume that there will be areas where maybe Assetto Corsa Competizione is a little bit ahead, and other areas where maybe even Assetto Corsa is a little bit ahead. We will find out together, guys. So let's start driving. Actually, let's turn down the traction control completely so we can explore the handling a little bit better. We're driving the Nissan GT3 in both cases. Or rather, the Nissan, I think it's called Nismo GTR GT3. And yeah, I think it should be pretty interesting to compare these two sims in very similar circumstances. So let's get a feel for this car, let's get a feel for this track. Oh, by the way, we will start at 6 p.m. in both sims. I have set the time progression to 12 times. So we will drive into the night and can compare the visuals between the two sims as well, which should be pretty cool. I have no idea which sim will come out ahead. My guess is that the old, in air quotes of course, Assetto Corsa might surprise us here a little bit. Engine sound, obviously one of the big advantages of Assetto Corsa Competizione over Assetto Corsa, at least when you compare stock versus stock. We will use a modded sound for Assetto Corsa today. Whoa, alright. That was the first spin here. But it's good that we deactivated traction control to experience that. We will see if that happens in Assetto Corsa as well. But yeah, the engine sound, I gotta say, in Assetto Corsa Competizione is a big step ahead over Assetto Corsa. Okay, it's starting to get dark relatively quickly now. I do have my lights on already. Come on. I still have not driven a decent lap so far, so we should start doing that. By the way, we're on the aggressive setup, the aggressive default setup. I wanted to give the car the best chance of performing well here. And I also wanted to explore the car at the limit a little bit, and I don't want it to be set up to safe for that. Yeah, you get a very, very good feel for what the car is doing through the steering wheel. Especially in this car. I don't know if this is due to the engine or the torque curve rather that is present here, but it's pretty hard to control that sudden burst of torque that sometimes comes to the rear wheels. I usually don't oversteer that much in these cars, but with this car it sometimes just happens by accident. The lighting is extremely well done here in Assetto Corsa Competizione. The way the atmosphere changes from daylight to night is very well done. Feels very authentic. Okay, very good so far. Late apex, there we go. Ooh, got a little bit of a butt wiggle there from the GTR. Okay, so far so good. Come on, easy on the throttle, there we go. Okay, that was a decent lap so far. Let's keep that going. Okay, easy on the throttle. There we go. It's now completely dark. And you can feel that in the cockpit. It looks really good, I gotta say, it looks really, really good. Okay, easy here. Missed my apex there, but it's still alright. That's still a decent lap. Not a great one, not by a long shot, but decent. Enough for comparison. Oh, I hope that we have the new chicane in Assetto Corsa. I'm actually not sure about that. I think we have the old one, which will make the lap times more or less irrelevant. 2 minutes 1.2. I'm pretty sure that a sub 2 minutes lap is very much possible on this track. Okay, I think we've seen enough and driven enough to have a good baseline here to compare to. So now let's load up the car in Assetto Corsa and see how that looks. This should be pretty interesting actually. Yeah, let's do that. That actually sounds pretty damn good. By the way, guys, if you want to download the sound mod that we have here in Assetto Corsa, you can click the link on the description. It's hosted on Race Department, and it sounds very, very good. Anyway, let's start this. Eagle-eyed viewers will notice that this is not the same car. This is obviously a Nissan Nismo GTR GT3, but this is the 2012 version, which is a little bit different in terms of the cockpit. And oh my god, the tires are cold, very cold, and I have no grip whatsoever. Man, that engine sound really is very, very good. I've chosen the same track layout as we had in Assetto Corsa Competizione, so the times will be comparable. But again, this is not exactly the same car, so take the times with a grain of salt. Oh wow, I like that. Braking points seem to be about the same. Oh yes, now I have grip in my tires. Interesting. There was a little bit of oversteer there. It felt more manageable at first glance again there than it did in Assetto Corsa Competizione, which doesn't mean that this is necessarily better or more realistic. It was just a little bit more manageable. Might be that the real car is as tricky as it is in Assetto Corsa Competizione currently. Yeah, force feedback. I'm now using only the in-game force feedback. I do have a direct drive wheel here that comes with a separate software where you can add all kinds of force feedback effects. I'm not using that at the moment. For the sake of this comparison, I'm comparing in-game force feedback to in-game force feedback only. And I don't really want to say this, but Assetto Corsa feels better than Assetto Corsa Competizione did. The wheel is a little bit heavier. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more information about what the car is doing. Okay, yeah, it pains me a little to say this, but overall, this actually feels a little bit better to drive. It's a bit more fun to drive. You get a little bit more feedback through the wheel. The car itself feels just a little bit better at the limit. It's more manageable. Tricky, really tricky. I did not expect that actually, to be honest. Okay, time to turn the lights on. It's getting dark. There we go. But yeah, I gotta say, I mean, for a mod, and we're talking a mod, let's remember, Assetto Corsa did not have this functionality, the day and night transitions, when it was first released. This is just, and those are some big air quotes around the word just. This is just a mod, and it looks as good, if not better. I mean, look how the light here is interacting with the cockpit. It's all completely dynamic. You have separate light sources affecting the cockpit. It's awesome. Yeah, the force feedback is no comparison. So much better. When there is an instance of oversteer in Assetto Corsa, it's much easier to control. Love that sound. Let's go for a decent lap time here. Let's try one last time. This feels very, 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 very good. And brake. Yes. Managed to carry a bit more speed through that one. Okay, I think that was the lap for Assetto Corsa. It's a little bit slower than the car in Assetto Corsa Competizione, but that can have many, many different reasons. Man, this is interesting. Very good. Okay, let's take a look at the laps side by side. First we will do the internal ones, and then I will do a replay recording and just put those side by side, and we will see how it looks. I gotta say, from driving both sims back to back and driving at least very similar cars back to back, Assetto Corsa wins it. And it honestly pains me to say it, and I did not really expect it. But the force feedback is much more communicative and much more... It gives you a better sense of what the car is doing. Now, that might not necessarily be more realistic in the sense that it's closer to what you feel in a real GT3 race car, but it is more fun, I can tell you that. Keep in mind that we're comparing a finished product to a product in development. That certainly is a factor here. So everything that we've seen in Assetto Corsa Competizione is subject to change. But anyway, let's take a look at this side-by-side comparison and see how they differ in terms of the visuals. Well, what do you guys think? To be honest, I did not expect this result when I started recording. I thought that the Soul mod would come close to the visuals of Assetto Corsa Competizione in terms of the transition from day to night. Whoa! And the general atmosphere of driving at night. That being said, I think the Soul mod is actually oh, my tires. Oh, that's interesting. My tires are cold again because I was talking so long. So now I don't have any grip. But anyway, yeah, I think it actually looks superior. Especially here, when you see the dynamic lighting of the cockpit with the track light sources, everything just looks awesome. So I think Assetto Corsa looks better. At least here now in the cockpit. I have not seen the replays yet, but I think it looks better than Assetto Corsa Competizione. The interiors of the cars, the cockpits, are similarly detailed. I mean, look at that. We have all the little technical things here, the radio, the whatever that is, all the buttons are there. I mean, it looks fantastic already. It's hard to see, it's hard to find something that Assetto Corsa Competizione does better than modded Assetto Corsa. That's what I'm trying to say here. Overall, the sounds are better in Assetto Corsa Competizione when you compare them to most stock sounds in Assetto Corsa, granted. But this sound mod certainly is not far off from what you hear in Assetto Corsa Competizione. So that's maybe the one point where ACC really has an advantage. Driving, and again, it pains me to say it, but I have to say it again, driving is more fun in Assetto Corsa. Now, again, that does not mean it's more or less realistic, it's just more fun. Force feedback is more communicative, the car handles better at the limit, better in the sense that it's more controllable when it steps out a little bit. Again, I have to emphasize, this does not mean more or less realistic, it's just the difference that you notice. Yeah, I'm very, very, very surprised by this. I did not expect this result. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think about all of this. Tell me what you have experienced. Which one do you like better, Assetto Corsa modded or Assetto Corsa Competizione? I think it's actually a pretty tough choice. So I hope you enjoyed watching this episode, guys, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.